Hello, welcome to the Knitting Project. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Sunday the 16th of April 2023 and this is episode 142. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is not the normal format of my podcast. I normally do a rolling rotation of whips. Which is what the knitting project is all about, but I've just cast on a load of new things. Basically, I have finished some bits, so there's kind of no rhyme or reason to it at the moment, which is kind of annoying me because I do like the structure, but also the type of projects I've cast on don't really fit into the rotation because one of them is quite. I need to read the pattern all the time. There kind of isn't a row I don't need to read the pattern for, so I can use it at specific times. I can't just carry on with that one. So I've got a couple of projects that I will like pick up if I'm going out or if I'm like doing something else. It's not something that one of them I can't read with when I'm on it, or I can't work when I'm using it. So yeah, the project's taken on a different turn at the moment. Also, I have a literal pile of Happy Mail. As I sit here in my chair, it's actually up further. It's there, so it's there. And this is because I haven't recorded for so long, and also at that time I'd also kept some back for the next podcasts. Not doing that anymore. Apart from one reason is I want to use the things, and one thing I think, one of my project bags I don't think you've seen, but I'm already using it. So I want to be able to use the things, and if I'm going to end up with gaps between podcasts, the things build up anyway. So we're going for it. This is very much going to be a complete mop up of what was going on, what is going on. Should we just get into it? I am drinking coffee today. Decaf, I hasten to add. Right, so the first thing, sort of following the rotation, is socks. And these were my socks for me. These were by Bird Street Yarns, which I picked up at Unravel. It was their Unravel colourway. There are two. And I love them. They're just a plain vanilla sock with a 2x2 twisted rib, slip stitch heel flap, and a garter ridge heel turn, and a little wedge toe. So it's very much my plain vanilla sock pattern. I do 60 stitches on 2.5mm needles. And yeah, I love these. They're really pretty. I'm glad I'm talking about them so I can actually wear them, because I've had them finished for a little while and I haven't been able to wear them, and we are actually finally getting some nice weather here in the UK. Today it is not raining. And I don't want to be going into my shorty socks before I've had a chance to wear them, so that's that pair. I think I might just do finish objects first and then do whips, because I think that's just going to be easier. I know it's not my normal format. So my next finish object is my March socks for Charlie. I did not finish them in March, I finished them in April, but they are a full length, again 2x2 twisted rib, slip stitch heel flap, garter ridge heel turn, but this one I did an umbrella toe on. Again, there are two of them. And the yarn is Lay Family yarn in her zebra stripe, and this was her January Yarmanac, there we go, colourway, which is very pretty. And these can go to Charlie. I'm seeing her today, so I'm sure she'll be really pleased to get her March socks. And then finally, my next finished object is a huge one. I finished my Really Goodness blanket, and I love it. I love it so much. So this I was knitting a sort of a section or a bit on it a day, and you got quite quick towards the ends because it's corner to corner, so you end up with a lot less stitches on the needle. So this finished quite big. It's huge, so that's not even half of it. It's really difficult to show. There we go. So it goes from there. I'm going to go round in the square to there, to there, to all there. So that was where I started. I just love the colours in this. So this was made from the 2021 minis, Scrappy Project minis that Jenny did. See, I love that section too, and that bit there, so pretty. And that beautiful purple really pings out, and that's where I finished. So I think this is my last kind of side. I went dark and moody there. There's a colour in here, that one there, really love. It doesn't show up as much in the camera, but it's really pretty in real life. And this is a pattern by Helen Stewart. It is the Habitation Throw. It was from one of the knit events, but it is available as a standalone pattern now. So that's Curious Handmade Habitation Throw. And I love it. It's going to be a throw it on the floor and let Ira have tummy time on it when she's here. So I will be very picky which floor I throw this on, I have to admit. It will not be the kitchen floor, which is filthy. So that is my other finished object. So I have 3 finished objects, which I guess, since I haven't seen you since mid-March, is probably not a bad thing. Right, so that's my FOs. Should we get into whips? I think I'm going to start with the end because it's sitting in front of me and it's annoying me. Having sat down. So when I finished my Willy Goodness blanket, I needed a new blanket to do in the mornings. So I have grabbed out what I call my gentle blanket. This is a beautiful blanket. It's mitered squares. And these are all minis from my lovely friend Jane of Hedgerow Yarns. And if I can hold this up, you can see I have a bag of minis, and this is also Hedgerow Yarns. I'm going to be using to do an edge. I want to do an I-cord edge in this, around it eventually when I finish it. So I've marked the squares that I've knit since I picked it back up again. So it's that one, that beautiful blue, and that beautiful green. Then we went a bit more dark and moody with both those colours. Then that reminded me a little bit of the cardigan I'm wearing, that colourway. Then we've got a pink, beautiful spring colour, and that's really pretty. That's sort of a peachy with loads of different colours on top. And then, so that was finishing off that row. I started on, here we are, this row. And again, it's a beautiful kind of muted pastel-y palette. And I love this so much. It's not very big yet, and it's certainly not big enough for what I want it for. It was supposed to be going to my husband for his bed in the caravan, but I'm not going to be able to part with it, so I'm keeping it, and I'll make him. I have 9 million blankets on the go. He can have one of the other ones. I'm keeping this one. I'm also considering taking this off of the square a day in the morning, and doing my crochet Rainbow Chronicles blanket in the mornings, because that's corner to corner, and he can have that on his bed because I think that'll be quite a bit quicker. And this blanket very much soothes my soul, so it's nice to pick up and just work on when I want to have something easy and beautiful to work on. And I have now found my Rainbow Chronicles crochet blanket. The only problem I've got with it is it's not got its hook with it, and I have no clue what hook size I was using. Right, so I was going to say, I found the Rainbow Chronicles blanket bag, which is just over there, but I didn't know what the hook size was, and I find it much more difficult to work out what hook size I was using in crochet than what needle size I was using in knitting. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, but I will have a look at it in a little while, and I think I might keep this close by for car knitting, for knitting at my desk, and you know, doing some gentle ones when I want it. Yeah, so that's the blanket anyway. So that at the moment is my square a day blanket, but might not be for a while. It's living in a Mrs. Brown's bucket bag. So next up, living in my So Sweet Violet patchwork bag is Meg's Perrick that I'm knitting her. I went great guns with this. I've hit a stalling point, which again I want to try and get over today if I can. Oh gosh, she's already making my nose itch. Got it out of the bag. So let's see if we can make sure that little neat stitches do not come out of that side or that side. There we go. And so the last time you saw this, it was where the stitch marker is there. And as you can see, this got a lot of love, basically. I have now joined it in the round. So what I want to do is put the two armbands on and the neck on, and then I'm just going round and round on the body. So that is also something I want to do today. I want to find and sort out that blanket, and I want to put the neck and arms on this, and then this is excellent car knitting at that point. You can just go round and round to the length she wants it. She doesn't want it too long, but she doesn't want it too short either. Thank you for that really accurate description of the length. But oh, it's so beautiful. These are so nice to make, and this is a gorgeous yarn. This is an alpaca silk from Dragon Hill Studio. It's mega soft. It's a lace weight, and it's really soft. And then you've got a floof from the Little Grey Girl, which is a Surrey alpaca together, and it's literally like, there's a noise outside my window. It's literally like holding a cloud. It's almost so soft you can't feel it. It's really weird. So I love knitting this, I really do. I need to get those sorted. I need to do the arms on that. So as I said, that's something I want to do today. So the Perrick is a sweater by, hopefully I've got Orlane Sachi, and it's got a side detail down it, which I didn't do in my first one and decided not to do in this one as well, because I just forget to do it each time I got to it. So I thought, well, do you know what, let's carry on with this. This is the Perrick. And I can see myself making loads of these because they're so practical. I love wearing my one that I've got, my pink one. And I've got yarn for 2 more. So I can see the Perricks just being Perricks. It's almost going to be a Perrick slot on my knitting project when I go back into rotation. But yeah, I'm going to put this on today so that I can try and get that neck and sleeves done. And then that's the floof. It's such a pretty colour as well. It's looking a bit blue on the screen, but it's very much a grey. It is a blue grey, but it is very much a grey. It's a beautiful silver, really, the tone of it. So that's my Perrick for Meg. So as I said, that got a lot of love. And then I hit the needing to put the arms and the neck on, because the way you knit 2 yarns held together. You knit the floof and the lace weight held together, and I'd got to the point where I'd run out of the first floof ball. So I was like, right, so as I've got to add it in anyway, I'm going to grab the other end of the lace weight and do the neck and the arms, and then I know how much yarn I've got left to do the body, depending on how long she wants it, but I do not anticipate running out. I didn't anticipate running out on mine, and I'm much bigger than she is. Bless her. Right, let's have a little palette cleanser, and let's go with this one. So these are hanging out in this beautiful little bag from Sherry Iris. It's a lovely sort of spring summer bag, and these are Charlie's, what month are we in? April. There we go, April socks. So I have used Woolly Goodness Deluxe Merino Nylon Full Ply self-striping sock set in the colourway of Meadow. 85% superwash merino, 50% nylon. It's a 50-gram ball and a 20-gram mini. And I decided I'm going to do a forethought afterthought heel. So that's where my heel's going in. These are going to be little shorties because I've only got 50 grams in the main skein. Isn't that beautiful? I love how this is striped. They're kind of blendy stripes. They're so pretty. So yeah, so that's where I'm going to be putting my heel in. And then I'm literally about to put the toe in. So I've just wound up the yarn for the toe, which is what came with it. So the toe is going to go in a minute, and then I'm going to do the heel in this colour too. So I've nearly got the first sock done, which actually I only cast this on during the week this week because I wanted something that I could knit in the dark. So none of my projects, even my socks for me, could I knit in the dark. This one I could, which is why I put the afterthought heel in, so that I could just carry on and go down and down and down and down. So I'm going to pop the toe on this and then do the second one. So hopefully these ones, she might get her April socks in April. I mean, we are more than halfway through the month now, and I haven't got the first sock done, which should be the marker really, shouldn't it? But it did only take me a week, so we will see. But I think I'm going into, yeah, so I was going to do where the next pink one goes in, the next pink stripe is due, I'm going to go into the toe. So that's where I'm going next. Yeah, exciting stuff. Again, I did a 2x2 twisted rib, which is definitely my favourite rib. I just did a tiny rib, tiny leg, so that's where the leg ends. And then, as I said, there'll be a heel going in there. So that's my sort of grab it and go. It has got mismatched needles, which drive me nuts. But so I've got a wooden 2.5mm licky needle there and a metal 2.5mm chalgu there. I have so many of these needles and I have no clue where they are. I mean, I've just cast off 2 socks, which is 4 sets of needles, and I haven't got a set. They're not in the bags either that I had the socks in, because I've emptied the bags out, so goodness knows what I did with the needles. I will be so glad when we've moved and we've got organised again, because this is beginning to drive me nuts. Not knowing where anything is, and oh yeah, having stuff all over the place. So that is that one. Oh, hello, Raven's having a whine. She's like, give me attention, please give me attention. So this is the big cast on, literally. It's living in a huge bag that is by Jules of So Sweet Violet, which I think is the bag you've not seen. It's a beautiful bear, and it's got velvet on the back. It is really lovely. It's a lovely luxurious bag, this. And in here, oh, I've got so much to show you. If you need a loo break, now might be the time to go for that said loo break. Right, okay. This is a new adventure for me, a brand new adventure. Way back in the depths of time, I think it might have been 2019, could have even been 2018, I watched the Bad Wolf Girl podcast, and she was knitting the Shishui Shrug, which is a brioche pattern. I absolutely adored it, and I really wanted one, but I'd never done brioche. Brioche seemed way, way, way above my skill set, and I couldn't imagine ever being able to knit one. So the Shishui Shrug is by Suzanne Sommer. It looks like this, and it is a mixture of brioche and garter stitch. And first of all, can I just say the pattern is amazing. There is a video tutorial for how to start it, which pretty much gives you all the skills you need for all of it. And there is stitch counts. I don't really want to give too much away for the pattern because it's a paid for pattern, but it's got little stitch counts so that you can make sure you're absolutely on track at different points. I've gone wrong. Don't get me wrong, I've gone wrong. That's not the pattern's fault. That was me not concentrating, and I realised I'd gone wrong. I didn't really want to go back and correct it because that would have meant ripping out, and I didn't want to do that. I'm sort of sad I did my right side colours and my wrong side colours the way round I did, but equally I'm not sure if I'd reversed them whether I still wouldn't have preferred the back of it. Which is a bit unfortunate. So this is how far I've got. So you've got a brioche section, a garter stitch section. I'm not happy with my yarn overs. My yarn overs are messy. I'm trying to improve those as I go up. A brioche sort of increase section. Now this is where I went off. As you can see, that is supposed to be a straight line, and I very much went off. I went off piste. So with restarting the straight line from there, but I'm hoping that, well, people will notice. You're not going to not notice that, but you know, it's my first go at this and I love it, and I really don't want to rip out all this hard work because I've learned so much, if nothing else. Then there's another garter stitch section and another brioche section. So if I spin it round, I really like this side because it kind of stands out a bit more. I was expecting the white to show through a bit more on this side than it did, although as I pull it apart it actually is showing through a little bit more, isn't it? But I like how it's popped on this side. But I don't know if I reversed it whether I still would have had the same problem. So I'm using some undyed merino nylon, which is from my hand dyeing stash. It's yarn I bought to hand dye and decided I would nab it because I needed some undyed yarn. It's yeah, just a merino nylon. And then my main colours are a mixture of colours. So these are all dandelion and dogwood colours. I don't think I didn't, but I have got a picture, so bear with me. Okay, one of these I definitely know which is which. The other one I'm not so sure about. So this is Skating at the Palace, all wound up, very pretty. That's the one I'm using first. And then I think it's that way round. This is Christmas Cocktails. Again, really pretty colours. And the last one is Brenda's Boudoir. So the idea is, I think, I mean, in the photo I've got them that way round because there is a lot more blue in that skein than that skein, but actually looking at it, it might be better the other way round. But they're the three colours, so it's going to go from that colour into that colour into that colour if I need that much yarn. I don't know how much yarn I need, but if I do, that's what I'm doing. And I am loving this project. I want to work on it constantly. It's the only thing I really want to work on, but as I said, it's very labour intensive. I need to look at the pattern the whole time. I'm getting a bit better about anticipating which stitches I'm on. I can recognise my barks from my burps. So that's a brioche knit stitch and a brioche purl stitch. So one section is just garter stitch, that's a kind of an easier section. And so far I'm really proud of myself. My stitch counts have been correct each time. It's teaching me how to increase in brioche. I'm sure there'll be some decreasing in brioche that I will have to learn at some point, but I'm getting the idea. It's even making me think I could get away with doing a Stephen West brioche shawl with all the increases and things. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this. I am so looking forward to having this. I'm pleased that my knitting has grown so much that I felt the confidence to cast this on and have a go. As I said, when I first saw it, I saw the one that was being made, and I was like, oh, I really want that, but there's no way I could make something like that. And then I don't know what made me think of it. Something made me think of it. I think I saw a colour, because Meg's one is done in sort of this colour, this beautiful green colour. So I think it's her Shell Cottage colourway. It's really beautiful. And I that's a bad beg of bad wolf girl. I think that's what possibly inspired me to think, or jogged my memory about the wrap. And then I kind of looked in my own stash. Now I don't have an awful lot of this colour in my stash. So I thought, well, let's go for pastel colours, which I love. It'll be really nice in the summer as a kind of cover up and a cuddle, you know, to cuddle under. Be nice in the winter as just another extra layer because it's chilly. So yeah, I'm giving it a go. So far, I'm really, really pleased, and I'm really happy that I've managed to get as far as I have with it. So there is actually, and I don't know whether, did I show this on one of my podcasts? This is a notions pouch, also from Jules and So Sweet Violet. It goes really well with my other bag that I've got. Yeah, I've got that, so that's hanging out in here too with all my bits and pieces in for this. But I'm, yeah, really, really enjoying this. And yeah, we will see how it goes. So as I said, that's living out in my giant bear bag because there is a lot of it. And last but not least are my sanity socks. I think I've mentioned in my podcast before that my lovely middle daughter and her partner have moved into their own house finally. And moving week is always a bit bittersweet, isn't it? I was upset that she was moving out because, you know, I'm going to miss her, etc, etc, but also really pleased for her. So I decided I was going to cast on a pair of comfort socks, and I've already finished the first one. So these are, unusually for me, a toe-up sock. And this is the Timely Tulip sock by, pattern is by Jules Hill, who's So Sweet Violet. And the yarn is from her Beautiful Bits baskets, which I think you can see up there. Got a little line of them. Just because they're beautiful and they were comforting, and I thought, you know what, I'd really love to do that. This one is not the heel, that's not a heel, the toe and the cuff is my own, but the minis in between are from Jules, so they're in, they're just a scrappy sock. Goodness, I even sewed the ends in on these ones. Let me stick it on my hand that way, I think you'll be able to see the tulips a bit better. So it's this lovely pattern. And I love this pattern. I've got, yeah, only good thing to say about it. It's easy to do once you've mastered the technique, which really doesn't take any mastering. You just need to read the pattern properly, which I apparently did not manage to do for the first ones. So we'll ignore those, but the rest of them are beautiful. Yeah, and then in between the pattern rows it's just plain knitting, so I love the really neat heel that's on it. It's beautifully neat, the heel. And yeah, so I did the first one, that's all done, and I am going up the second one. But also this one is not, well, it sort of is car knitting. It's not in the dark car knitting for obvious reasons, but I mean you can knit it in the car without any trouble whatsoever because the pattern's so intuitive, you haven't got an issue. But equally, you can't do it in the dark because you can't see to do the tulips. So you do kind of need to do these ones in the light, hence why I cast on the stripy socks. So this, as I said, is patterned by Jules Hill. Have I got, I don't know what my printer did, but it's not in focus. The picture's not in focus, but that's what it looks like. And yeah, they're the timely tulip socks, and they were just enough interest to keep me occupied, to keep my brain occupied. It is a bit like, no sooner have you done the tulips and you've done a bit of round and round, you're going into the next set of tulips and you're changing colours, so they go really quickly. I did that in a few days, so it was perfect for what I needed on the day. So they're getting a lot of love as well. So they're my projects, and that's what I'm working on. As I said, I'm not on projects. I haven't done anything in my craft journal either because I'm not quite sure how to do it, other than maybe I'll do a roundup at the end of the day of all the projects I've worked on. Sort of take a picture before I start, and then do a picture when well, actually just take a picture before I start would work, wouldn't it? That would work. And just do like a diary entry for that day and say I worked on this and this and this and this, and then I can multiple print photos rather than just singles. I don't know, we'll see. I'm missing doing my craft journal, but again, just haven't got the time at the moment. I'm struggling to keep up with my main journal. It wasn't helpful that of course these are 3-month journals, so at the beginning of April I had to set up a new one, and that took me forever. So that's what the new one looks like. That's just got April in it. Oh, and that's what the last 3 months looked like. In fact, if I take this off, it bounces up a little bit more. That's quite satisfying, isn't it? I cannot show you a flick through of these, unfortunately. Katie doesn't want Ira on social media, which is fair enough, but there is a photo of Ira on every single day because I'm doing daily photos of Ira. So I can't show you that. I can show you my craft one, but as I said, I haven't really done anything in it, so there's no point. I need to get my head around what I want to do with that. Right, okay, so if you're not into the Happy Mail section, might be an idea to say bye now because it's a big section, and there will be a life vlog on the end, so fast forward to the life vlog and a little bit of chat before then. But for the moment, there is a lot going on here. I've got a basket of yarn and like a pile of other stuff as well. Right, shall we get into it? Right, first up, because it just fell off, is this. I loved this. This is by, so following that interruption, first of all, this is from Bubbles and Berries, who is a new maker to me. Popped up on Instagram, as these things do. I love this. This is a hand embroidered bag, beautiful little sock bag. So it's a little round bottom, and I do like my round bottom bags, and it's got this beautiful embroidery on the front, and I feel like this needs to have an extra special set of socks to be knit in it, if I can find any more sock needles at some point. And I love this, and I really wanted to show it on the podcast before I used it. There's no interfacing in it, I don't think. It's really soft and floppy, but equally it's linen, so it's just got some structure to it. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and the embroidery on it is gorgeous. So that's my first one, and as I said, that's Bubbles and Berries. Oh, I do love her stuff. That could be a new obsession. Next up is, actually, probably need to do these in order. Let's do Really Goodness Clubs in order. So this is the Pastels and Pops February Club. So that's that one. It's got a little stitch marker with it. apparently I haven't opened the second one. And so that's the pastels. We're doing purple. They're beautiful. And then that's the pops. Aren't they lovely? So that's that. And in here I have the March one, which is blues. That's the little stitch marker that came with that. And that is the pastels. So pretty. And I love these so much. These are the pops. So beautiful. So what I'm going to do is just see if I can't get the rest of these in there so they're all together. Yeah, I can. Oh, look at that. That's going to be very satisfying when I open it. So, so that's February and Marches. Aren't they lovely? I really like those. Really like those. Okay, let's put all the little cards and things back in with those. Don't know what I'm going to make with these yet. I mean, I've just finished my 2021 one, so, you know, got a little while yet. Okay, let's put you over there. Put you back in there. Put you out of the way. Oh, what have we got here? We have got the Lay Family Yarn Spring Box. Yeah, Seasonal Treasures Box Spring. So there was most definitely something to eat in here that I've already eaten. It came with this beautiful little, let's open this because it's so pretty, lavender bag. Isn't that lovely? That's really cute. And then it came with 10 10-gram minis. Oh, my happy place. Lay Family Yarn Pastels. I love them so much. Lay Family Yarn Pastels and Hedgerow Yarns. Oh, definitely love those. This is so pretty. And then it came with a 50-gram and 20-gram sock set. And I love these as well. This is really pretty too. Reminds me of birds' eggs. It's lovely. So that's what you got. There's also some candles, which I haven't opened. Pardon me. It all came wrapped in a lovely box. Which is kind of a spring type box. So that's that one. I've got a few of these boxes to go through today. Now I have a pile of bags. Right, first up is a Liberty fabric bag, and this is Cocoa and Wolf, and this is from John Lewis in actual fact. It's just a squidgy bag that I'm hoping I can put yarn in and kind of stuff inside my backpack because it's so squidgy. So that's that one. I got another Notions pouch from So Sweet Violet. This one is huge. I love this. I think this is Laura Ashley fabric? I can't remember, but it's so pretty. Again, I will get that filled up now. You can go in a project bag. Whilst we're on So Sweet Violet, think I've got a couple more in here. I do. There we are. That's So Sweet Violet too. I wanted a sewing one because I want something to keep my embroidery in, seeing as it's now summer. So I'm going to set this up with an embroidery that I want to do. I think it's still going to be my sampler one. I would love to get that finished actually, so I need to crack on with that. So I want to find the bits to go in that now that I can have this. So that, I think that's going to have my Nikki Franklin ones in. Again, So Sweet Violet. This is a Little Notions pouch in the blue strawberry. So I tend to have these in all my project bags, so and I tend to have them in all my project bags, but I seem to have run out of them recently. I don't know where they've all gone. And then this one, I was lucky enough to, I was just checking Jules's website. I don't know, I can't remember why now. And I popped into her sales section, and she had this for sale, which is gorgeous. It's a Laura Ashley one, and it's a slight second because there is a line of quilting missing, which you really do not notice. So I'm so pleased to get hold of this, and I'm going to Les Family Yarn. I'm going to an English paper piecing workshop at the end of June. So I'm taking this with me, and this is going to have my stuff in for that. And if I do an English paper piecing before then, that can go in there too. So that's fab. This I thought was quite sad actually. I went to a local market and this lovely lady who has not got her name on her product, which is that it? Has that got her name on it? Oh, Lizzie's it's called Lizzie's Inspirations. She's on Etsy, so it's Lizzie's Inspirations. Had done these lovely little bags, but they hadn't sold, so she'd reduced them to £1 each. Me and the girls cleared her out because, you know, they're little cotton tote bags. They're gorgeous. There's so many uses for a little cotton tote bag, and of course this one had sheep on it, so I had to come home with me. Yeah, I love it. We bought a bigger one for Charlie for a peg bag for her house, and Meg's got a big tote bag because, you know, she just loves bags. But I thought it was really sad that they weren't selling, and I said to her she needs to tag knitters into it because that will work. And then I shopped the lovely Paula, Stitched by Mrs. D. I shopped her update because she couldn't make it to EAYF sadly because she had COVID, and I wanted to support her. And every bag I tried to check out, I got cart jacked for. So I'm glad it was such a successful update. But I did manage to get hold of this one, and it's mahoosive. I mean, it's going to be a giant blanket bag, or, I mean, it'd be pretty awesome at a yarn show, wouldn't it? You'd get a lot in there. There you go, Sally. That's our mission next time we go to a yarn show together. Should we try and fill this up? It's huge. It's the size of half a pillowcase. I love it. And it's this beautiful Kath Kidston fabric. Right, so that's that one. Talking of AEYF, Laura very kindly sent me one of her little tote bags. Again, I love this. These, you can get so much in these bags. And also, there was Pie Day, World Pie Day, National Pie, yeah, World Pie Day 2023, and this her one was party ice cream pie, which I just thought looked beautiful. So there we go. I supported Laura and grabbed her pie colourway. I love this. There's speckles in that. It's very me, isn't it? Very me. Wouldn't that look lovely? Everything's brioche with me now. Wouldn't that look lovely? Maybe it's a brioche hat with a mini. I might need more of that colour though. So yeah, everything I'm looking at, I'm going, oh, that would be good in brioche. I've created a monster. Oh well, we have still got so much to go through. I'm so sorry. Next up is a spring box, this time from West Green Loft Yarns, which is, again, is that cute? So in here is a lovely card that says spring gift box. It's got a little bunny bag which has got a little bunny cut out in, and a cute little bunny stitch marker. Then we've got some beautiful minis, which I think would make some really lovely timely tulip socks. Very pretty. And a bunny project bag. It's another soft and squidgy one with this beautiful bunny on the front. It's very Easter, isn't it? So this one I may put away for next Easter, so that I find with the Easter things I don't tend to get round to them in time for Easter. So I prefer to kind of put them away for the following Easter. I've got a Sherry Iris one from last Easter that I was going to use this Easter, but things have been a bit manic, so I haven't done it. Right, now this box is a Mother's Day box. So this is all bits that I got from the girls for Mother's Day. So for a start off, I've got a hide and hammer bag. This is a bigger one. I love this tartan, so smart. They, in my mind, are very much more winter bags than summer bags, but I shall keep it out and then use it if I feel in the mood to. That's that one. What else have I got in here from the girls? A Body Shop Sweet Dreams Discovery Kit, which I have not actually used yet, along with some Body Shop moisturiser, which I love. I love that moisturiser. And then in here I have got the Elderflower Stitches Mother's Day box. Now it came with stitch markers, but the stitch markers that came with this are on my Shishui shrug. So get this lovely bag, so pretty with the Liberty fabric at the top. So it's just a box bottom, a drawstring. It came with this quilted notions pouch. Well, not so much quilted, but it's really squidgy, so it feels like it's quilted. And then some yarn, and this is beautiful. This is Annabella 2023. It's just so pretty. It's very me, isn't it? So lovely. Love this. Right, so that was Mother's Day. We have so much to put away at the end of this. Right, I'm going to show you one of these. I'm not going to show you the other because I've only just got the second one, and I'm not sure that everybody will have got these. So this is the Sherry Iris journal boxes, and this one is got a snowdrop on it. Can you see that in there? Now, for those of you who don't know, my little granddaughter was born in January, and her name is Welsh for snow, so I nicknamed her my little snowdrop. So I'm going to keep this box as a memory box for, of Ira, now that I can actually unpack it. So this is the Nature Journal box, so there's always a little explanation as to what it is. It's got a little pouch in it. I'm going to do well for bags by the end of this. A little pouch in it. And then it's got Fresh Shoots mini set, which is these ones. And then it's got Fresh Shoots sock set one. Well, not sock set, but socks. sock yarn. Skein. Singular skein. Words. This is not a good time to run out of your words, Sharon. And then a second one. So you get a lot of yarn in the box. It's really pretty. I'm liking all the dark speckles on the light there. And then there was a little lavender bag, a print from Chris, and a little notepad as well. I love these go in all my project books bags. And then also, which I'm very excited to stitch, a little snowdrop. So I'm going to stitch this and mount it so Ira can have it on her nursery wall, and I'm going to do it in her nursery colours, which are kind of snowdroppy colours, so I should be okay with that. So that's what you get in the box. As I said, I've got the second one, which was one of you. Oh, that's the bird's egg one. Beautiful. I'm not going to show it this week just because I've only had that only arrived this week, and I'm conscious that any of you watching from the States will not have got yours yet. So that's that one. How are we doing time wise? Oh, we're alright for a minute. Next up, I have a basket of yarn. So let's work our way through this. So we have got some Mondial, whatever that's called. These are minis that are plaited up, that I want to use, if it works, for some thick socks for Ian, because he's been complaining about his feet being cold, and I want to make him some proper kind of like welly socks. So I've got greens, and I got, oh, here we go, I've got some blues as well. This is Italian yarn. So hopefully I will have enough to make a couple of pets out of that for him. I also got, on the same theme, this one, but this is cotton, and I want to make dishcloths for the new house out of this. So this is going to be dishcloth cotton. This is solid. It's like solid as a rock. Right. When I checked out Jenny's website, I've came across this. This is a pastel gradient, 70% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 5% stellina. There is 50 grams. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but it is very sweet. It is very pretty. That's Jenny's details. I could put a mini with it and make socks or something. Don't know. I've got a little package from Craft House Magic. I bought some needles from her, but they're in a project, so you get a little thank you skein, which is beautiful. And I bought some, because I'm addicted to these labels, I bought some labels. I need to put one on my other Whitmore cardigan. Actually, I could do with putting one on this because this hasn't got one either. Because I love putting labels on things. That's my new obsession. I did debate putting them on the socks, but I think that might be a little step too far. I have got 2 skeins of natural floof from Les Family Yarn. These are for my Winterval jumper, which I've not knit at all. So they might go on something else. Oh, I've got a really nice lace weight that this would go with. Right, well that's not going to go to waste. What else have I got in here? I think we'll just put our hand in and go in no particular order. I did a Hedgerow Yarns order, and this one fell into the basket along with the minis that I actually bought. So I have no idea if Jane's doing an advent. I have messaged her, but just in case she's not, so that's Hedgerow Yarns. I love her yarn, and so I decided I wanted to make my own advent. Now Jane does little 10-gram minis she calls tiddlers, and they come in a pack of 6. So there were 2 sets of 6 on her website I hadn't got, so I've bought both of those. They were with this, and I've wrapped them in tissue paper and put them in like little advent bags for advent for this year, because I figure if I buy them now I'm not going to remember what they look like for advent next year. So I'm making myself a little Hedgerow Yarns advent, because I miss that. Because there's so many advents out at the moment. I have just got Camel's Yarns, Fibre Fox, and So Sweet Violet. I've got one more I want to get if I can get it, and then I'm done. I am done with advents. Right, so this is from West Green Loft Yarns. Oh, this is sewing. Vicky did a mystery hand-dyed silks. I don't know whether the silks were mystery or whether it was just the... I mean, it says linen fibre. Can't remember. Just mystery box. This is the April 2023 colourway. It's really pretty. So these are embroidery threads, and you get some... I think this is a fat quarter. Yeah, it's a 40 count fat quarter with it, which is beautiful. So that's going to go in my sewing stash. I have no plans with it at the moment, although I'm thinking some of those colours would look nice as a snowdrop. I need some dark green, which I don't think I've got, ironically. All the things I've got, and I haven't got the fun thing I need. What else have we got in here? Right, so this is a Les Family Yarn Patreon yarn. I am a patron of my lovely friend Kelly, and that was her Patreon yarn. So it's a 50-gram sock set and 2 10 grams. I think it depends on which tier you're on. I'm guessing this is what Colebrook is the tier I'm on. I think it's different as to depending on what tiers you're on, but there's that one. And then there was also a Patreon limited edition yarn, which was beautiful, very me, which I loved. And then a blanket set. So this is the Goose Egg Quilt Blanket Club Block 4, which are beautiful. They're really lovely. See, I love these sets, but I'm not making the Goose Egg Quilt. I've given up on the log cabin quilt, so I really don't know what to do with them, but I love the yarn. Quandary. Yeah, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. I might just buy this, might just collect the sets, and I mean, it's 200 grams of yarn. It's a shorty garment. If you did something cropped, like a cropped tee. And then what have I got left? Oh, this was a bit of an investment. So this is Hedgehog Fibres. This is called Barefoot, and this is one of those Instagram in the middle of the nights. I saw it, I was like, oh, I love that. I love all the colours, it's so vibrant. So this is 90% merino, 10% nylon. Oh, isn't it lovely? Look at it. So yeah, this was an indulgent purchase. Yeah. But I love it. So that needs to be a pair of socks, and it needs to be a pair of socks quite quickly, I think. And then I've got the Botanist Club for snowdrops, because, you know, it's snowdrops. So this is Sherry Iris. It's her Botanist Club. You get a little progress keeper, a lavender bag, and then these are the minis. So 5 minis. It's really pretty. I might have to knit my little snowdrop a cardigan in that. In fact, that's probably what I will be doing. It's really lovely. And then lastly, we are there. Finally, I'm at the bottom of this bag. So if you've been watching for a while, you would have seen at the beginning of January, I made some air dry clay tags, and I wanted some narrow velvet ribbon. There we go, got there eventually, to hang them on. And I've had a devil's own job trying to get any of this, but lovely Jules of So Sweet Violet has started selling it. So I've got all the colours. They're on these really lovely cardboard bobbins as well. So yeah, I got all the colours. And I love the use of the tags of the leftover bits of Liberty on the top. Yeah, so that's, I think that was literally all the colours, I'm not sure, but it's a lovely little pile of them. So I can do my air dry tags, air dry clay tags, and put these on them. Of course, I probably won't have time to do that until after we've moved, but hey ho. I guess it depends on how long it takes us to move. Right, I am surrounded by stuff now, but we've got through it. So life-wise, I mean, apologies for the absence, but these things happen. It's been a hot minute. It's just chaos. It's just so much chaos here. Every room is a mess. The only room that is not a mess is Meg's bedroom. She's just moved from her room into what was Charlie and Reese's room, and it looks beautiful. She's done such a good job. So that room's not a mess. The room she's moved out of actually is not a mess, but it's about to become a mess because that's the room where we're going to put all the boxes. It's just never ending. It's never ending, and at the moment, just now, I'm overwhelmed by it, which is why I was like, I'm recording a podcast today, because apart from the fact I actually want to start playing with my stuff, I need to get away from all of the packing and the boxes and the chaos, and yeah. Anyway, I don't want to bring it down on my podcast because this is supposed to be fun. And I'm loving doing that Sushui shrug. It's so much fun. There will be, I think, some chaos coming up at the end of the podcast. I stuck both my cameras out on Easter Sunday to capture what was going on. We were very lucky here that it was really warm and it was sunny, and because the whole family was here, which was beautiful, we also had the 3 dogs. So obviously I've got Raven, who is a 7-month-old black lab. Katie has got Nana, who you know very well if you're a long-term viewer, who's a beautiful little Cocker Spaniel. She is so pretty, bless her. And then Charlie and Reese have got a 3-month-old red fox lab, who's a little bundle of energy. She's so cute. So, and that's Zelda. So we had all 3 dogs here. We had Ira, we had us. It was chaos. So the fact we could eat outside in the garden, I did a roast dinner on the Sunday, and we ate outside in the garden and had so much fun. We really did. It was brilliant. So I have recorded that. I don't know how much I will have caught of Ira, so obviously if it's like distance shots it's fine. Any close-up shots I'll have to cut out. And then I don't know what else there is, because the last time I recorded a podcast was, let me look at, I've got show notes. I have a show notes book. The 26th of March. Okay, that was a little while ago. I've got no idea what's happened since then. Just a lot of chaos, I think. Right, talking of chaos, I need to get this little lot put away. I will show you that box next time. I don't know when next time is. I would like to think it's No, it's not going to be next weekend, is it? Next weekend I'm away. Goodness, that's not this. No. We've got to have another week between now and then. Please tell me we have another week between now and then. Otherwise I'm... No. So there's a good chance next weekend I will be able to record. The following weekend I'm away. So let's hope next weekend I get a podcast on it. I don't know if you heard my tummy then, it just rumbled. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully, as I said, there will be stuff coming at the end of this. I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and I will see you next time. bye.